Hi everybody, this week on Woodfired Weekly we are going to be cooking an open tart with leeks, mushrooms and blue cheese. First thing we're going to do is cook some mushrooms and let them let their water out because we don't want that wateriness in our finished dish. So into the oven with a pan, nice heavy steel pan and some sunflower oil. The leeks are going to go into a pan with a nice big lump of butter and a close fitting lid. We want these to sweat down and soften for a while. My mushroom pan is very hot, so those can go in with a sizzle, and the leeks at the front a little bit cooler, a little bit gentler away from the fire. The mushrooms are sizzling away happily. And looking like they are starting to cook. And they've certainly got some colour. So I'm now going to pop those into a sieve over a bowl so that any water that wants to come out can come out and drain away. The leeks coming up to temperature, but this process of softening the leeks can take quite a while, so I'd expect this to take 10 minutes or so. And I'll keep the lid on for all of that time and give them a stir once in a while. Whilst the leeks are cooking, we can prepare the pastry, and what I've got here is just a sheet of ready-made puff pastry, all laid out on a piece of baking parchment. Actually, the paper it was rolled up in is going to do fine. And what we're going to make is a slightly more of a raised edge for this, because we're going to have quite a lot of vegetables in the open pie and we want those to all stay inside. So I'm making a little cut in each corner. Now I'm going to fold the edges in just to give me a little raised lip. So a little bit of water along each edge, and then just a 1 centimetre roll over. The leeks have had about 10 minutes, so we're going to have a look at those now. Yep, nicely broken down, nice and soft. So I'm going to make a thick sauce to go around those, and for that I need a little bit more heat. So I'm just going to use the embers here as a hob. Flour in with the leeks, spoonful of mustard in with the leeks, stir that all in, and now we want to cook the flour briefly, so I'm going to pop that right on top of the embers there. I've cooked the flour for a few minutes. I can bring this out and add some milk. That should be up to temperature by now. Starting to bubble away in there. I'm going to add some blue cheese. This one is Shropshire Blue. And some I want to melt into the sauce, and then some I'll just sprinkle on top. So I'm going to pop that over there, and we're almost ready to start assembling. But before we do that, I'm going to give the oven a little burst of heat. We've cooked the mushrooms, we've cooked the leeks, we've taken a bit of heat out of the oven, and I want to make sure we've got enough heat in there to cook our pastry. So I want the floor to be hot, probably up at around about 250 on the floor. I've got some very fine kindling. So once this gets going, it'll burn and be gone in 5 minutes. So now I've got that started, I want to get it burning quickly. I'm going to set the door like that, and you can see that immediately causes a draft, and that'll get all of that wood burning almost instantly. So the fire's been burning for a few minutes. The floor temperature is now well up, 290 over there, 260 over there, 250 over there, 350 right next to the fire, well up above 250, and that's where we want it because we want the base to be cooking and browning and crisping up almost as soon as it hits the floor. I'm going to let that burn down before I put this in the oven, but we're okay if the embers are still there. That'll keep the oven temperature up, and we've got the heat deflector to keep the worst of the heat away from the pie. The fire has pretty much died down, floor temperature looking great. Let's have that on there ready. Push that out to the corners, reasonably even thickness. Over the top a few more crumbles of cheese to brown up nicely. So in the small oven here, in my 60cm oven, this is going to be quite a tight fit. In we go. And very carefully lay it onto the floor of the oven. I would think 15 to 20 minutes for that pie. I'm going to place the door on for now so that the top gets a nice burst of heat, melts that cheese and gets it nice and bubbly. The tart's had about 17 minutes, 18 minutes so far, and I have been rotating it a couple of times to make sure it's cooking evenly. The top is looking great. Really all puffed up there, all the filling is puffed up at the moment. That will settle down again. I'm going to turn it again and give it a few more minutes. I want to make sure that the pastry is thoroughly cooked. That's another 3 minutes, so that's about 22 minutes in total, I think. It looks fantastic. Lovely with some nice green salad. Nice picnic kind of a dish. Lovely lunchtime kind of a dish. So that's a leek, mushroom and blue cheese tart. Absolutely delicious. Thank you for watching. If you've liked this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please give us a thumbs up. And we'll provide notes and recipe on our blog and put a link to that below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.